Yeah, we need to get some padding for in here.
Yeah, to stop the...
It's that wall.
Noise. Yeah, it's right there. It's that spot on that wall. Because I can hear it. Yeah. Audio levels look good, though.
Yeah, I got the computer muted. And also, I'm going to turn this shit.
All right.
Dude, ain't nothing like a Wim Hof session.
Ain't nothing like a Wim Hof. To get the fluids moving through the body, to get the breath, bring you back into your body.
Oh, yeah.
Bring your brain back into your body. It feels so nice. It feels so good.
It does feel good. Like I said, after like a prolonged breathing session like that, I'm aware of like how much tension I keep, and like it just like melts away. It's like I said, I just start, my body starts like popping and everything loosens up. It feels freaking like Narnia.
If all two of you listen to this podcast, which is going to be us later, don't do the Wim Hof technique, you need to Google that man, look him up on YouTube, listen to his podcast with Joe Rogan, because that's where I found him. And tune into that. Learn about that. Because that is some magical stuff he does.
And after you do a few sessions of it, you realize like how shallow your breath actually is and how little you really breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And how little of your lungs you're actually using, really. Like the full capacity of your lungs and your breath. And what it really feels like to have a lot of oxygen in your blood and have your brain fully oxygenated. It feels so nice. Yeah. Oh. So the new year starts in a couple hours. So
I for one, am just bidding this year a fond adieu. This has been the weirdest year. It's been a terrible year. It's been a very strange year for everyone in all things, in all walks of life.
Yeah, lots of people died.
Lots of people died,
lost their jobs.
Lots of people's
businesses went under. Lots of people had
There's
a
been
really bad time.
There's been a lot of extreme change.
Yes.
And very quickly.
Yes.
And I feel like this entire year has been like a weird marathon, both emotionally, spiritually.
In every way, for everybody.
Yeah, pretty much every facet.
It's been a nightmare for everyone.
And I think, people are wanting to greet the new year with positivity in whatever way you can muster. I'm not going to miss this year at all.
No.
It's been the dumps, the pits.
Well, on the bright side, I did very, very well for myself this year.
Yeah. It's very odd.
It's weird. Yeah, like I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have done as well as I did. I should have made less money this year than I did last year, based on the world. But I made more money this year than I did last year. And I did all kinds of new stuff this year. I started doing Wim Hof technique this year. Started a podcast this year.
We've done a lot
of new stuff.
Yeah, you and I have been killing it this year.
Yeah.
And that's really weird. But also, I think because of how out of place everything is and the type of people we are, like, the chaos of it all has its own type of energy. Mm-hmm. And if you're not, like...
Already pretty
chaotic. If you're not, like, flapping your wings trying to ride it, then you're overwhelmed by it. It's like a wave. You can either surf it or you can get taken out by it.
Yeah, you're going to coast on it or it's going to eat you.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I've been coasting on it pretty well.
Yeah, we've been nose to the grindstone. Mm-hmm. A lot of crazy things.
It's been an awful year for tattoo shops in Nashville this year. So many have died this year. So many tattoo shops in Nashville have died. Well, not having clients coming in, being shut down by the state government.
Yeah,
shutting
and also if you're a tattoo shop, see, Titan Tattoo is very pristine.
Established.
It's established. It's up to code. You go into that place and you're like, oh wow, this place is very nice, very clean.
Mm-hmm. Very professional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
The artists in there, they are very proficient in their craft. You can tell going into that establishment that everyone in there cares a lot about what they're doing.
Right.
And it shows in the face of the place.
And that's not to say that the other shops in other parts of Nashville got shut down because they weren't professional. It's just that maybe they weren't as established as we were. Maybe something bad happened. But there was the tornado that happened at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
That destroyed, I think, 3 tattoo shops. 2 or 3. It destroyed Gold Club. Gold Club's gone. Like, it's gone. That building's gone.
Just in the past.
It's not, that building is not there anymore, as far as I know. So that building was completely destroyed, and then it caused like water damage and broken windows and stuff on other tattoo shops, which means that they had to be, that's expensive to fix all that stuff.
Yeah, you gotta freaking repair.
Then, COVID.
New regulations in place.
New regulations. Lots of places got shut down. Lots of places never made it back. Lots of tattoo artists. Let's be honest. Most tattoo artists are not good with money. They're just not. They're not good with money. They have bad spending habits. I know a lot of tattoo artists don't have bank accounts. Those kind of people. They have all their money in a mattress somewhere.
They got it buried in a jar in the backyard.
Yeah, they're those kind of people.
Dude, for the longest while, I kept a whole bunch of money in my backpack.
Yep,
sure did.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember you had all that money in your backpack, and then you decided you were going to open a bank account again, and you called the bank and you're like, hey, I need to open an account and make a large cash deposit. And they're like, okay, how much is it? And you said, I don't know. I don't know how much it is.
So, and that's the thing. I wanted to schedule an appointment because I knew walking into a bank with a backpack full of money, that's going to, it's odd. It's not, something that happens. It's like coming in, into, the time I went into the game store with 3 duffel bags full of game library, and I was like, here, I'm trading this in for whatever.
And the guy was like, oh, it's a pretty good collection. You're like, oh, this is only the first
bag.
This is just the first bag.
It was kind of like that level, and you got to prep people for that. But and then also it's having that much money on you, and then going somewhere with it. You're like, it's very stressful.
Every car beside you looks like a criminal. Everybody looks like a criminal when you have that much money. You're worried everybody's going to take it from you.
It's all of a sudden you feel the actual weight of what you're carrying.
Of money, yeah. It feels heavy.
It's just a weird feeling, yeah. But this year, yeah, it's been, whoa.
Yeah, and then to cap out the year, Nashville bombing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that happened a few days ago.
2 more tattoo shops got destroyed. Nashville Inc., downtown, and Pride and Glory Tattoo got destroyed.
A lot about that bombing doesn't really make...
That dude was out of his mind. Allegedly, now I don't know if this is true or not, but allegedly his ex-girlfriend notified the police that he was a dangerous person who was building bombs in his house. And the cops went and knocked on his door, and he wasn't home. And then I think they came back a second time and knocked on his door again, trying to get in to do a wellness check, and he never answered the door either time.
See,
he wouldn't let him inside or something like that.
I've heard many different versions of a lot of different happenings about this guy.
Yeah,
and in all honesty, man, I don't know. There's a lot of harebrained theories out there, and a lot of them, you can put on your tinfoil hat or whatever floats your boat, but whatever it is, a lot of it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to anything good. None of it's good.
My theory on it is that dude was very smart. He was obviously very smart.
Well, if he was building an explosive RV, he obviously knew his way around.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was smart enough to figure that out. He was smart enough to make a plan. And then he was also smart enough to rig up that sound system so that he would get people to go away from the bomb site. So that if you can hear this, evacuate now.
But also it played, a really old school pop tune. Yeah. The downtown, where all the lights are bright. It played that.
I think that dude was on a maybe he had some kind of mental disorder. Maybe he was a paranoid schizophrenic, or maybe something was right with him. But allegedly, again, this is from what little has been released about him. He was reclusive. He was paranoid about the government and 5G and conspiracy theory level stuff.
All these boxes.
He's hitting all the boxes. He's hitting all the boxes for... He's like Diet Ted Kaczynski. And he,
Old Diet Ted.
Diet Ted.
Not to disparage the loss of a life, or like obviously.
Yeah, it's sad that the dude.
It's just shocking. It's jarring.
Dude needed help. Definitely, he needed help, and maybe he wasn't able to get it. Maybe people did try to help him and he pushed them away. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. The world's a crazy place right now, dude. The world's been a crazy place this whole year. We still don't know who's going to be running the country. For sure.
Yeah,
that's a big, ugly mess.
Dude, yeah, I'm saying, like, in it all, it's just, this year just needs to be over. And it will be here shortly.
Yeah.
But then again,
just a couple hours. I've been doing yoga every day for the past, week and a half. Something like that. It's been very nice. And for the past 5 days, I've been meditating after I do yoga. And I've noticed a significant increase in my mood, my stress management, all that stuff. I feel so much better.
You feel watered and limber?
I feel something. I do. I feel good though. I feel like a lot of the time when I feel like I really don't want to exercise, or I really don't want to do yoga, or I really don't want to meditate, or I really don't want to do this, that, and the other.
It's always the best time to
That's when you need it. That's when you need it.
Yeah.
Those moments.
It's the same way like when I'm working out. I mean, because there are days where I'll come in and I'm like, I do not want to hit this workout.
I don't want to do any of this stuff.
Yeah, and then
and that's when you need it.
And then the second, the moment I get through the first couple of movements and I start to warm up, I feel my body chemistry start to change. It's like, all right, we're in it now. Let's get through it. And
the
then
sweat.
Yeah. And then you're done with one set. You're like, oh man, I got 3 sets left. Like, you just, you kind of count it down like that. It helps you get through it. But yeah, I mean, it does a world of good. Like, if you're not doing some type of exercise, whatever it may be, like, you need
even going
something.
like a good long walk.
Yeah,
just to stimulate yourself. It's good. It's good for you.
It's good to move your body. It's good to change your scenery. It's good to because it's going to put your mind in a different place than it was wherever you were sitting. I mean, you're basically giving yourself different stimuli, so you're going to have to react to it. And I think that, definitely creates some sort of positive change within you. And if you make it a regular habit, you definitely start to see it do dividends in your overall mood going forward, and it's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just I was talking about it the other day, when I'll give myself some time off from working out, especially if I've been doing it for a long time, and my body, one day I wake up and I'm just like, ugh, I'm so sore. It's that type of sore where
everything hurts.
That's part of it. But you'll get to a place, or you'll get up, get ready, I'll go to the shop, and then I'll get there and sit down, and I've already been up and moving around, and then I'll sit, and I gotta do one of these, and I gotta be I gotta arch the back and move the arms, and
you're putting your chest out and your elbows back.
Yeah, you just gotta
stretch all that stuff
arch
out.
up. I feel like a rooster. You gotta puff it out, man. And it's not until I do that, everything settles. I'm like, all right, moving and grooving. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's great for you, dude.
Well, I noticed the meditation's been really good. It's been really good for me. And at first, the practice I was doing, this is forever ago in college, trying to meditate and stuff. My aspirations were way too high. I was trying to meditate for really long amounts of time.
I'm trying to be a monk immediately.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, it's the same way I do everything. I go way too hard.
Extremist, man.
I go way too hard with everything I do. And so this time, I was like, that doesn't work. That type of stuff doesn't work. I have to ease into it. And in no time, I'll be going crazy hard, and it won't be hard for me to do.
No, because you'll have the foundation behind it.
The foundation
it'll take root.
Settled, yes.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to meditate for an insane amount of time, I'll meditate for 5 minutes.
Dude, anybody can meditate for 5 minutes.
Anybody can meditate for 5 minutes.
Boom.
And so I did 5 minutes that one day. I was like, okay, 5 minutes is good. That feels good. 5 minutes and 15 seconds the next day. And then I did 5 minutes and 16 seconds. And then 5 minutes and 17 seconds. Day after day after day. And this morning I did 5.5 minutes. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And so tomorrow I'm going to see if I can do 6 minutes. Because that 5.5 minutes today went by really, really fast.
Yeah.
When I was meditating.
So the small increment bump up little by little. It's like now you're not even noticing it. So
it doesn't do that 5 minutes this morning. And this morning I was all off my groove. I slept in. I was up when you left this morning. Mm-hmm. I hadn't got out of bed yet. Yeah. I was just still in bed because it gets cold in my room and I don't want to get out of bed. Yeah. Seriously, in the wintertime, my room gets really cold at night. And
does mine.
It gets really hot in the summertime. Like, my bedroom gets really hot in the summertime. And anyway, I got up this morning. I was like halfway through doing my yoga thing that I was doing. Shouts out to Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube. She has like 8.5 million subscribers, so she doesn't need my help getting subscribers. But if you're curious about what does Ty do for yoga, get on her page and then pick one of the 20-minute yoga ones, because that's what I do in the morning. I was halfway through the yoga thing, and then Karen called me, and I'm like trying to do yoga and talk to her on the phone at the same time, and I don't know whether... So I'm already in it.
So you're on the phone with your boss, and like, are you like sweat grunting? You're like, well, Karen, I gotta... like trying to hold a pose.
No, I'm trying to answer her question, and still, because yoga's all about breathing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to time my breath with this movement.
Whilst in the middle of a conversation.
So I'm like breathing in really deeply. I'm trying to time it where it's not like an awkward amount of time paused. And then I got off the phone with her, and I ended up just going back in the video like 2 or 3 minutes from where she tried to...
Just mulligan.
Yeah, and I was like, that doesn't count. And then I was able to actually focus fully on the poses and focus on the breath and focus on all that stuff and do it and then meditate after. And that 5-minute meditation, 5.5 minutes after, felt like no time at all. Like, I literally thought that I had not set it to the correct time on my phone.
Man, this made me think of something. It's like you saying like it didn't take you any time at all. Time. I actually sit and think about time quite a bit. Because like, given the things that I do at work, like I have a lot of stuff automated, so I get trapped in like thought spirals or tunnels, and I'll it's like the medium of time, something we experience in the way that we do. It's so strange. Like sometimes it feels as though it's at its own pace, and it will be lickety split, or it will be slow as a crawl, and nothing.
There's no middle.
There's no middle ground, and nothing you like. Sometimes you feel like you're dictating it by like how enthused you are by something, or how just this is so overwhelming, and like it just feels
something is.
Yeah, but at the same time, I've been in situations where it's been super grueling, and the time just goes without me even noticing. Or I'll be like having a blasty blast, and I'm like, "What time is it? Oh my gosh,
it's midnight! I gotta go to bed."
Yeah.
One of those.
Or the same thing, like having a great time, and it feels like no time's passed at all. It's as if you're in some sort of vacuum, and time is separate from what you're doing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I experience the same thing, and it freaks me out sometimes too, because like I'll be in the middle of doing something, and it feels like I've been doing it for an hour.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've spent an hour. It's been 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then other things, I'm trying to. It's always when I'm in a hurry. Time is moving way too fast. And it's like, I gotta do this, and then I gotta do that, and then I gotta do this next thing, and then I gotta take a shower, and then I gotta go, and I gotta leave by 12 to go to this thing. And I get started at like 9. I'm halfway through the second task, and it's already 11:30. And it's like the task that I was doing, it didn't feel like it took a long time to do. But it took way longer than I expected. And now I'm in like a time crunch. And then I've got to hurry. I got to like hurriedly take a shower and get dressed.
See, it's just crazy, like all of...
The perception of time.
The perception of time, and like even the way you just described it, the way... all the little phrases we have associated with time, how we measure it. It's all a construct based on how we experience time. Because it's the only other way we know how it passes.
That's why we rely on stuff like the sun and clocks to keep it measured. Because we can't trust ourselves to measure it correctly, because we all experience it at different rates.
And I think that's actually true. Like, the way we measure time is not the way time should be measured at all. And like maybe we'll figure that out like
we just know
eons from now.
We use a thing for early man. It was the sun and the seasons.
Yeah.
And that's how
it became very beneficial to keep track of time in this way, because then you could measure like, oh, well, we can grow food during this time to this time. But then after that, it's kind of hard. So like you had like these little hash marks throughout.
So many days after planting, that's when you're supposed to plant this other crop, and then so many days after that crop is planted, it's time to harvest the first crop, and then the solstice happens, and blah 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 blah.
And then of course we have rules in place to mitigate that. Like, well, time changes throughout or in a certain time of the year to give us more daylight or to roll back time to where it's darker earlier. It's just it's weird the way human beings interact with time throughout time, over time.
The way we think about it, the way we handle it.
Like, and also time would be, if you could distill time and like keep it somewhere, it would be
as a physical thing.
It would be more valuable than gold. It'd be the most fungible asset ever.
Yeah, rich people would have it in concrete bunkers hidden around the world.
You just Scrooge McDuck into a swimming pool of time. Mm-hmm. Turns into an egg.
Mm-hmm. Old people, very, very wealthy people, as they got older, they would willingly give up all their wealth
for more time.
Yeah, 1,000%. They'd give up. Someone like, I don't know, like the richest guy, Jeff Bezos, he's got billions and billions and billions of dollars. He'd give all of it up for more time because he can make the money back.
Yeah, because now he already knows how to do it.
He knows what to do. He already has the game figured out.
He's got literally a schemata of how to be successful.
Yeah,
he's shaved off all the hard parts.
Yeah, he would take all of his money, give it away for a short visit to the time vault.
Take a sip from the time chalice.
Mm-hmm. Dip it in there. I bet time is bitter.
Really? You think time is bitter?
Yeah, I bet.
I think it's like real harsh.
I bet. Yeah, it's real harsh. It's one of those things that like old medicine.
Ooh.
Like old medicine would be. It's one of those things. It's like, I don't want to do this, but I got to do this. I bet it tastes like that. If time.
the way you describe time is like you're taking a swig of hot razor blades.
Like old, or just like you drink it and you're like, ugh, bitter, dark, ugly, ugh. But it does exactly what you need it to. It's not fun to do.
So for me, I wouldn't think time tastes bitter or it's rough at all. I would think because of how we associate time, and we have even like nostalgia. You think about memories in a certain sweet light. Mm-hmm. It's very warm and forgiving time. Mm-hmm. To me, I think time would be very savory. It would be soft. It would have a very delicate, sweet. It would be nourishing.
I did imagine it glowing white.
Me too.
Yeah.
Also, yes. I don't know why it's like yeah, like kind of like a weird off-white. You know, like that. What's that flavor of Gatorade? The weird.
Oh,
it looks like it's like dirty bleach water.
Yeah.
Which happens to be my favorite flavor of Gatorade.
Glacier cherry. Or
yes,
whatever.
that's the one.
It's Karen's favorite flavor.
I love it. So good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It is good stuff. Yeah, but I think it would look just like that.
I still think that the pale blue and the pale orange one are the best. Pale blue, I don't know what pale blue is called. I think it's just called Cool Blue.
Dude, do you really need to know the names of the flavors? She's like, I want that color.
Here's the thing. If you're stopping at the gas station and I ask you bring me a Gatorade home, and you like, which one? I want the orange one. And you don't bring me the light orange one?
I get the heavy orange. Like
the actual orange flavor.
Yeah, it's very distinct.
I want the pale.
I want the
pale orange one. It's like the citrus cooler flavor or whatever it's called.
So I get the wrong ones. What you're saying?
If I didn't specify.
Well, yeah, because you say orange. I'm not looking for light orange.
Or if someone says, "Oh, give me a blue Gatorade," there's like 4 blue ones.
But blue. I feel like if you said that to any random sample of people, give me the blue one, they're going to go with the starch royal blue.
The old school blue one.
Yeah, the one that's just like, well, that's blue as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Blue Lake number 5.
Prime colors, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gatorade.
Do you remember the lemonade flavored Gatorade forever ago? It was so good.
Lemonade flavored?
It was lemonade flavored Gatorade. It was a limited time only thing.
I must have missed that one.
In like 2006 or something like that.
Whoa, way back.
Dude, hold on, let me Google it real quick. Because that stuff was flames. It was so good.
What if you still get it on Amazon for a ridiculous price?
Yeah, after it's been sitting in a bunker underground for...
Dude, Gatorade doesn't go bad.
You're right.
Look how bright it is. There's no way. There's no way it goes bad. All that color wards off time.
They still make it.
I have to keep my eyes out for it.
It's a weird yellow color.
Is it like...
It's not the lemon lime green.
It's
it's a different green. Like a yellow green chartreuse color.
Oh, it's like highlighter color.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, almost.
I have to keep my eyes out for that one.
See, I remember it looking like this. It was like a very pale yellow color.
Yeah, okay.
That's
what I was imagining, yeah. That's like, whoa, that's old school Gatorade.
That Gatorade, so good. So good. That is the best Gatorade. I remember distinctly being at a job site with my dad as a kid.
Yeah.
And we were me and my dad were the only two guys there that spoke English. It was a Mexican bricklaying crew that was there.
Gets work done, though.
Those guys, I was amazed watching. I was just like...
It's like they may as well have been a machine.
Yes. I was amazed as a child watching these dudes throw down and like there was like two guys on the ground. One guy had like a pallet of bricks and he was throwing them at another guy. The other guy was catching the bricks and then he was like mortaring them and laying them into a formation on a piece of wood that had a pulley on it, and that was getting pulled up onto the roof by another guy. And then there were two guys up there taking that formation of bricks and then just like putting that whole formation onto the side of the building. It was crazy.
Just stacking
and it was happening so fast, and they weren't even talking. It was completely... All you could hear was the sounds of them like grunting when they were throwing stuff and picking stuff up, and the music. But they weren't talking to each other. It's like they knew instinctively what to do. And it's just from hundreds of hours of
doing it, yeah.
Of doing it. And my dad was having me do like grunt work stuff. Like, go down, get me this, grab me this pair of pliers, do this, do that. And then, like, for part of it, I had to dig a trench.
Fun.
Yeah. Summers with Dad. That's what I did a lot of. And I dug a trench. And it wasn't a big trench. It was like a foot deep and 2 feet wide.
How old were you?
Like that. I was like 10, 11.
So, okay, to you, that was like the biggest trench ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And I finished it, and one of the Mexican guys it was hot that day, and one of the Mexican guys walked over and handed me a lemonade flavored Gatorade. Like, he pointed to the trench, and he was like, said something in Spanish. I don't know what he said. At the time, I didn't speak any Spanish. And he kind of pointed, and then handed me a cold Gatorade out of the cooler. And I was like, oh, I did it. And it was so good. And ever since then, I've tried to find a lemonade flavored Gatorade, and I can't find one. And for the longest time, I thought I made it up.
Oh, like you were so sweaty.
No,
out of it, like fabricated Gatorade.
Yeah, like I thought he gave me a lemon lime Gatorade, and I just misread it, and I just like chugged the whole thing, like threw it away. And it was just one of those things. But I remember that lemonade Gatorade being so good. And looking for it after that. Like the next time we went on a job site, my dad made me do something. And we stopped at the gas station on the way home. And he's like, get a Coke or whatever if you want one. And I ran in and I tried to find a lemonade Gatorade and I couldn't find one.
And it was just lost to time.
And it was lost to time. And I couldn't... And for a long time I was convinced it didn't exist. Like, remember Coca-Cola Lime? Remember that?
Yes, not a fan. I don't like soft drinks.
That's totally fair.
The only soft drink I ever really fucked with was Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Like,
I knew it.
Bart's
root beer.
I do enjoy root beer
in the silver can.
But you got to be like at a barbecue.
Yeah, it's got to be hot outside.
It's got to be something, you know.
The stars have to align.
Yeah, yeah. But like a Dr. Pepper, man, something about like don't really care for soft drinks at all. Like I drink primarily water, or I allow myself to have an energy drink on days that I work out. Mm-hmm. That's about it. It's as far as it goes. But I drink primarily water all the time, and like nothing better. It's like, you have those moments like you wake up in the middle of the night and you just go right to the fridge and you drink all the water.
Yeah, that's why I keep that big. Well, it's actually my water bottle now. I keep my water bottle on my night. Keep it full of ice water. Time. Yeah, I fill it full of ice and water right before I leave for work, and I'll drink a couple bottles at work for sure. At least 2 or 3 at work.
Yeah, again.
And then I come home and drink a couple more bottles of water, and then usually in the middle of the night I wake up at like 4 a.m., 2 a.m., something like that, just thirsty.
Just slam it.
Big thirsty. And then I slam half that bottle until my stomach starts to hurt. And I'm like, oh no, I'm dimmer. And then I
see my move is that I'll slam half of it as fast as I can, and then while my body is recoiling from the ice cold that I just doused it in, I have the cup in the fridge filling it up again for me to do another half, which is a full cup, and then I fill it up to the top and I drink that when I go to bed.
Wow. Did you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich last night in the middle of the night?
Not to my knowledge.
There was jelly in the hallway.
What?
This morning when I woke up, there was jelly on the floor in the hallway.
Oh, no. So, yeah, I do this thing where apparently in the middle of the night, I will get up in full sleepwalk mode and I'll just make food for myself because apparently I'm hungry. So, I don't remember dreaming at all last night, which... seeing that I've incorporated a lot of the Wim Hof technique, I've been like, my dreams have been very pervasive. Like it's been all encompassing, and I've had very, very vivid dreams. And like last night, I didn't dream at all. So maybe
you may have been sleepwalking.
Huh?
You may have been sleepwalking, not dreaming.
Yeah, I must have gotten up in the middle of the night and made a sandwich.
Didn't you make a few weeks ago? Didn't you make like a bowl of cereal and put a slice of cake in it?
That was like a month ago.
Was it? Yeah, that was right after your birthday because we had the cake here.
Yeah, so
we don't eat cake.
Yeah, a client bought me a birthday cake. Yeah, like it's odd, and like the only reason I woke up is because it was the cake had such thick icing that like I got it on my face while I was sleep eating, and the realization like the feedback from it being something on my skin and me not liking it, because it's weird. It's like a weird texture thing with me. Oh, like it's like having sunscreen on. I hate it. It's like I have a shell or something. It's weird.
Yeah, you feel greasy.
Yeah, exactly. And like I had something on my face, and that was enough to like wake me up because it was bothering me.
Yeah.
And
you woke up.
I woke up sitting in the kitchen, eating a bowl of cereal, and there was like just a small slice of cake in it. Like it's like in my unconscious state, it was like cereal's fine, milk is good. You know what goes good with milk? Cake. And it's like blam, put it on the same bowl. Why not? You know, cereal good, milk good, cake good. This equation equals up to good.
Yeah.
And I just happened to wake up eating it.
Brilliant.
I don't know if it's brilliant. It may, if you're finding jelly in the hallway, I don't know if that's very, very brilliant. You know what I'm saying?
I did find a piece of jelly in the hallway this morning. It was very small.
Is
it just a little bit of jelly?
It's like a jelly smeared through the hallway. No, it's just like raspberry slide.
No, it was just a little bit of jelly.
Okay.
Maybe like, I don't know, like an inch long little piece of jelly.
Okay.
Like a drop.
You just like it fell off a sandwich as I was walking around eating it in my sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. And the only reason
crazy, man.
The only reason I saw it this morning is because I went to get a towel out of the hallway closet. I was about to take a shower before leaving, and as I pulled the towel out, there was another towel that was stuck to it, and it fell and hit the floor. And when I picked it up, I noticed it on the floor because it was in like a weird spot in the hallway, like next to the wall.
It's just odd.
It was just
that's weird.
And I don't normally look out in the hallway for jelly. We keep the house clean. It's not like I need.
It's very obvious. Like, what the hell?
It's not like I need to look around for jelly in the floor. Weird. So weird. But I mean.
Hey, my body was like, nourishment.
If that's the only thing we're complaining about, we're doing good.
Yeah, if that's the way we're ending 2020.
Little hallway jelly. That's going to be this episode. Lemonade, Gatorade, and hallway jelly.
That's perfect. Yeah. And we'll have the picture. It's a bottle of lemonade Gatorade with a jelly smear sliding down a hallway. Boom, done.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah, back to Gatorade.
Gatorade's the shit.
I also have a Gatorade story. So in high school, it was one day we were doing sprints, and I think it was like in 7th or 8th grade, and it was a super hot day, and we happened to have like a vending machine in the locker room, and it had Gatorade, and I had the classic grape Gatorade.
Do they even make it anymore?
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah, but like it's like lemonade. Like you gotta like be in a weird gas station to find like just stock your stock basic Gatorade flavors because they've gotten so extravagant now.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird flavors now.
Another good Gatorade I think people are sleeping on. It's very odd. It's the cucumber lemon or like
cucumber lime one.
Cucumber pepino something. Yeah, dude. I got it because it was so odd.
Nick likes that one. That's
I got it and I was like, wow, this is actually really good. It's refreshing too. Yeah. But I got the grape Gatorade.
It's like a Hispanic flavor.
And I slammed it. I'm talking just
boom.
I had a bottle of Gatorade and then I didn't have a bottle of Gatorade. That's how quickly I drank it.
Yeah.
Because I came directly. Yeah, I came directly in after a workout in school and just was like blam. And then I was in the shower, and then I vomited Gatorade.
Purple, just
wow.
He was just puking that lean, baby.
I think it was like the perfect temperature equation that equaled vomit because I was super hot and I drank something. I drank something super cold. Then I got in a super hot shower and it was just like my body was like the equilibrium's off. Quick, void something. And I splash danced Gatorade right into the shower.
Splash dance.
It was a time.
My dad has a story about Gatorade that he's told me, and he doesn't really like Gatorade anymore because of it.
Well, because that intense.
Yeah. Well, my dad's weird about puke.
It's not a person that's not weird about puke.
Well, no, like if my dad ate something and got sick because of that thing, it's like
a scar.
Yes, and he's gonna have an insane amount of trouble trying to eat that thing again after experiencing that. Maury is the same way. I am not like this at all.
I'm like that with one particular thing, but it doesn't affect me anywhere else.
Yeah, no, Maury's like that. Like I think if Maury ate like a Snickers and then got sick, like happened to get food poisoning from something else later that day, and she threw up, she would never be able to eat Snickers again.
Yeah, just a bad association with it.
It's an associative thing. So my dad, I think he told me he was in like middle school, so he was in like 7th grade, 6th grade, something like that, and he got sick with some kind of flu, running a fever, not feeling good, and parents just left him at home because it was a different time. You could do that, and they just left him at home, and they got him some Gatorade to drink because the doctor was like, drink plenty of fluids,
keep your fluids
drink water, and then also drink a Gatorade in the middle of the day, and then drink some more water, and stay hydrated. And Dad said he drank orange Gatorade, and he ate some Doritos because they had like a little bit of Doritos left.
2 oranges.
Mm-hmm. But it was old school Doritos that were taco flavored.
What?
Which now that's nacho cheese. That's what the nacho cheese flavor became.
Oh, okay.
But it used to be called taco flavor, and it was a little different. But Dad ate like a couple handfuls of chips, and drank that orange Gatorade, and then the sickness set back in, and he puked all of it up. But not only was he puking, he was coming out of both ends.
Oh, God.
So then he turned around, and he's like, I don't eat.
What have we done?
He's like, I really don't eat Doritos or drink orange Gatorade anymore. He was in 7th grade, dude.
Yeah, that is.
He was 12. My dad's like 52 now. It's been 40 years. It's been 40 years.
I have that association with a thing, and it's also foodstuffs. It was one of those. I was sick. I was at Meemaw's house, and I is like, you're in elementary school and you're literally a petri dish of whatever everyone brings in.
So gross.
And then it becomes some sort of amalgamated super funk, and then everyone gets sick. Mm-hmm. And so like I had the stomach thing, and Meemaw didn't have at the time. She's like, I've got some chicken noodle soup, but it wasn't chicken noodle soup. It was cream of chicken noodle soup.
Ugh.
Yes.
That's like...
But she, in Meemaw fashion, she made it chicken noodle soup. She like added stuff and watered it down and like cut up vegetables. Like she did the Meemaw thing. Yeah. And she made it a meal. Mm-hmm. But the cream of chicken noodle soup was so strong. And I was very sick. And I ate it, and like an hour later...
Very sick?
Very sick.
And you just can't eat that anymore?
And then, it's like, eating it was great. It didn't bother me when I ate it. It was it sitting in my stomach, and it's like the cream of chicken noodle soup fought back. It's like it gained steam on the inside as it was churning. And then that's all I could feel was like cream of chicken noodle soup, cream of chicken noodle soup. And then it was just like, nope, can't do it. And just yacked it out. And to this day, I'll see a can of cream of chicken noodle soup, and I'll get that that feeling. Yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't really.
That's the only thing.
I don't really get that. There's not much. There's one hot dogs for a long time.
Hot dogs? Well, okay, hot dogs are kind of iffy anyway.
Hot dogs are super gross. No, when I was, I think I was like 9. So Joy, my stepmom, had a conference in Washington, D.C. And what used to happen is Joy would have a conference. She'd be gone for a week on the conference. My dad would take one of his week vacation. He'd take a week of vacation and go with my stepmom. So she was doing all this boring businessy type stuff, and my dad was going to museums and art museums and
just
perusing, eating food, drinking beer, just chilling in a new place.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe you got to go to Boston. Well, my dad's gonna spend a week in Boston, and he's gonna goof off and
just check it out.
Check it out. And that year they took me. It was in the summertime. I went to Washington D.C. with my dad.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, and I had a street vendor hot dog. And it
had all the fixings on it.
It was so good, dude. It was so good. It had everything on top. Except for ketchup, because ketchup does not belong in a hot dog.
I agree.
Ketchup does not belong. Totally agree. Ketchup does not belong in a hot dog. Relish, pickles,
mustard,
onion, mustard, all that stuff.
Spicy mustard.
That belongs in a hot dog. A big pepper laying down the side of the hot dog. My mouth is watering thinking about it because it's so good. But I ate that hot dog and instantly became violently sick.
Man.
And my stomach, I remember we sat outside. It was like a nice, cool day. We sat outside on a park bench for like probably 40 minutes. And the nausea feeling finally passed. I was like, well, I guess whatever it was, my body killed it or whatever. Like, I'm good now. I feel totally fine. And we're walking into the Treasury building where they print money. They print money there. Right? And I'm standing in line, and then it hits me super hard. Cold sweat,
oh no,
clammy, and I couldn't even react fast enough to run too bad. I just puked right there.
Just projectile.
Just, oh my god, it was so bad. And then I'm dizzy and disoriented and dehydrated because I just lost all my water. I lost everything. I puked, and I look up, and there's like a dude that looks just like Agent Smith from The Matrix. with the curly plastic earpiece,
yeah,
and the black suit and the radio. And he leans down, he puts his hand on my back, and he's like, son, are you all right? Do you feel fine? Who did you come here with? This is right after 9/11. Right? He puts his hand on my back. He's, son, where did you come from? Is everything okay? And I'm like, oh, my parents are right there. My parents are right there. Everything's cool. Son, are you all right? What happened? I had a street vendor hot dog. And he's like, oh. And he just walked away. And he went and got a trash can. And he took the bag out of the trash can and then flipped the plastic bin over and just put it on top of my puke, and then they just diverted the line around my barf
until someone came out and cleaned it.
Someone came out and cleaned it, and I went in the bathroom and like rinsed my mouth out, and I like made a kind of got some like paper towels and like I made a kind of thing out of paper towels, like rolled it up and like brushed my teeth with a paper towel, basically to get all the stuff off my teeth, and then rinse my mouth off again. You can tell how sick I was as a kid because like I instinctively knew to do that. And then we went. I felt great.
Yeah, because your body exposed the demon.
Yeah,
it expelled. It's like, get this bile out of here.
As soon as I got done being disoriented from puking and like my heart rate went back to normal and I felt okay, dude, I felt so good.
And that's right there. That's why you eat all beef kosher franks.
Yep.
All
beef kosher franks. If you're willing to sponsor us,
that's why this podcast is brought to you by Tube Meats. All your various tube meats.
Meats. It's spelled number 2 BE. Tube Meats. Tube Meats.
TubeMeats.com.
I feel like it'd be .gov at this point, dude.
TubeMeats.gov. There's a picture of you in the treasury for retching.
Just 9-year-old me with a red Alabama hat on, just puking.
That's on the mint.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Oh, man. This podcast has taken a weird downward spiral. But it's alright.
That was a good, like, that vacation was really good, though.
Really good. Vomit aside.
Vomit aside. Seeing the Smithsonian at 9 years old.
Oh, blow your mind.
Blow your mind, dude. Wet. The Smithsonian is wet.
Wet like that vomit under that trash can. Just
yeah.
Man.
Here's another thing about puke. If this...
I'm just trying to steer us away from puke. But
okay. Picture this. It's elementary school. Someone puked. They put that weird white powder stuff on top of it, and that it has that weird chemical smell. I've never smelled that smell away from that instance of middle school. Of all the places I've been.
It's like burned into your brain, too.
Of all the places I've been. Of all the smells I've smelled.
It's a very distinct one.
I've never smelled that smell before. Outside of that setting. I think the last time I smelled that smell was 5th grade. Because that's when I left elementary school.
And that's a good place to leave it.
Yep.
We'll keep that smell locked away in time in 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it rests.
I'm afraid.
Oh, you should be afraid.
I'm afraid if I smell that smell. Ooh, that smell. Can't you smell that smell? I'm afraid if I smell it outside of middle school or outside of elementary school, I'm gonna get like reverted back.
You'll wake up in that moment.
I'm back in Miss whatever her name was that the teacher had 5th grade, Miss Cater. It was 4th grade. I don't remember. I'd wake up in that class again, and I'd have to do this shit all over again. Or something.
See, would you retain your memory? Or would it...
For a brief time?
For a brief time, and then it would fade
away.
It would fade. And then you would just be lost in it again.
I'd be just confused. And then I had deja vu every now and again.
Yeah.
I have done this before.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
I smelled that smell.
It's a smelly smell.
It's a smelly smell that smells...
Smelly...
Anchovies.
What?
Anchovies! Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we have planned for the new year?
I think we're doing it right now.
Nice.
I mean, how much time we have left?
Like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, with the bomb going off in Nashville, this New Year celebration is very doldrum. It's
very tame.
Very tame. A lot of living room sitting going on right now.
A lot of people getting absolutely shit hammered drunk in their backyards.
Yeah.
Maybe not even because it's so cold.
Yeah, it's very cold. Yeah, it was not as cold this morning, and then it got colder throughout the day, and also it's wet, so that's no fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. No, I mean, not really much we can do.
We can go look for some lemonade Gatorade.
Oh, you want to go out and...
No.
Go out in it and look for... On the quest.
No,
the quest for lemonade Gatorade.
In 2021.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we'll start the year. Gatorade Quest.
Looking for content for my YouTube channel. I can try every flavor of Gatorade and then rank them. I don't know who would want to watch that.
People.
But that sounds like
people
something,
watch.
that sounds like something that would be fun to do.
If you package it the way I think we would package it.
Gatorade ranking. It's just like 20-second clips of me sipping a
Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Dude, you gotta put the spin on it, man. It's gotta have some sort of quippy name like Gator Rank.
That's really good, actually. Write that down.
Oh, I got it right here, digital form, bro.
Gator Rank.
The Gator Rank. Well, yeah, let's just spend a week and buy
every flavor of Gatorade.
We'll make it a thing. It's a good thing to like go out into we'll go into different stores you've never been into and look for different types of Gatorade.
I'll just imagine some confused Indian man that barely speaks English and be holding a picture like, "Do you have this? Do you have this?"
We have many flavors.
We have so many flavors of Gatorade. We have so many. I'm like, do you have this one though? This is the one I need.
I'm looking for this guy.
Have you seen him? Tell me if you've seen him. I don't know. It's lemon lime. It's not lemon lime. It's lemonade.
I come in behind you wearing that earpiece, like, "Sir, are you okay? Have you seen this Gatorade?"
I get to relive that memory again.
We're just trapped in it.
There's been a lot of good ones in here we can cut up and turn into videos.
Yeah, we're still going, man.
As well.
This is I'm like making it a thing. Like I feel like I hate the contrivedness of it. Cause like looking at the microphone and talking at it doesn't feel like the same thing as you mean. Because look, we start giggling and laughing and going into the thought spirals.
Yeah,
that's the fun
good.
part.
That's good stuff.
My mind is tangential like that. It will take something and just spin it out until it pitters away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like going from a super serious conversation into funny, whimsical nonsense. That's the best part. Yeah,
that's absolutely the best part.
And also, we got a good idea out of it too.
Yeah.
So I mean, dude.
Critical's been doing a lot of that recently.
Like tier list stuff.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of tier lists.
I saw not too long ago his hot sauce.
He did a hot sauce.
He just could not handle it.
Dude, he's
white bread.
He's genuine white bread.
Milk toast.
When it comes to food, yeah, definitely milk toast. I'm not milk toast.
No, man, we eat the heat. We eat the heat. Yeah, we love it. Yeah. Sometimes, and I like the type of spice. I like it to hurt. A little bit. Yeah. There's a line you can cross. You're like, okay, that's too much. But
it's no longer fun. I'm gonna eat it, but it's not. I'm not gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, man, I love hot wings. I like Indian food. I like Thai food. Have
you had any of Mari's cooking with the Szechuan chili peppers?
Mm-mm.
The numbing your mouth chili peppers?
Oh, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
It's very cool. It's like menthol.
Okay. Throwing balls for me.
But not minty. It's the weird, tingly mouth feeling.
It's just the sensation.
It's like the sensation of menthol.
Man, I do not like mint.
I know you don't like mint. I love mint. I think it's great.
Mint upsets my stomach.
See, mint is not supposed to do that. Mint, for years, was used to soothe an upset stomach.
It does not do that for me. It makes me sick to my stomach.
You may be allergic to it. Very, very mildly allergic to it.
Well, if that's the case, I think I've lucked out with things I'm allergic to. Yeah, if mint is mint, I just avoid that. It's I really don't care for it. Mint ice cream, mint anything. Even really minty toothpaste. Obviously, you gotta brush your teeth. But I'll brush my teeth, and if I still have mint, that sheen in your mouth, I'll have to go and rinse and do it again to make sure I can get it all out. With mouthwash. I'll wash, I'll gargle, and then I'll brush my teeth after the mouthwash.
Mari has a toothpaste that's not minty at all. It tastes like nothing. It's great.
Ugh.
It's got activated charcoal in it.
Oh.
So it has
I've used some of that stuff before.
It has no flavor. I mean, it's got a very slight toothpaste mint taste, but it's not. There's nothing. I think it's great.
There's some weird some toothpaste leave a weird film in your mouth. You ever experienced that?
I hate that. I like that, dude. People ask me about my oral hygiene. Clients at work and stuff. Kelsey the other day asked me, what toothpaste do I use?
The Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste.
The old school Arm & Hammer.
Dude, it works. It's
baking
great.
soda toothpaste.
That's what I use.
It's the shit. My grandfather has been using that since Arm & Hammer. He founded that company. I wouldn't be surprised. But no, that...
Like, dude, he was the arm holding the hammer.
He was the arm and the hammer, both. Based. Yeah. Based. But the old school Arm & Hammer Old Man toothpaste, it tastes salty. It tastes like baking soda and hydrogen peroxide.
It tastes like it's doing something.
Just like my thing earlier with old school medicine. It's like bitter. It does not taste good, but it works.
Yeah. And like, man, you just go to town and teeth. Scrub them puppies.
Mm-hmm. Tongue scraper every other day.
Yeah.
Floss every time you brush.
You just go to town on them lower face bones.
Mm-hmm. I have a crazy powered toothbrush that sounds like a small jackhammer.
It's like a Dremel.
Yeah. Do that, and then in the mornings I use Listerine.
I have a belt sander that I have mini scrubbing brushes on, and I just like
put your face in it.
Yeah, put my face directly into it.
Yeah, I thought about installing a floor buffer in the corner, just for my head. Just like shave my head, and then like stick my head in the floor buffer.
Nice.
For those of you
like
who don't,
turtle wax it.
Yeah. I put some like buffing compound on my scalp. And just,
I can hit the top of your head as a mirror.
Yeah, I hit my head with some like clear coat when I'm finished.
Ooh.
Get it like real shiny.
Nice, dude. You should like.
I take down airplanes with that thing. I walk outside just like, shing!
You should
birds catch on fire in the air and stuff.
You should custom flake your head.
That'd be wild.
That would be wild. It'd look awesome though.
Oh yeah, it'd be so sparkly. There's a chick on TikTok I saw that she's one of those like alt punk chicks. She keeps her head shaved, like shaved bald, like my head.
Okay.
And she had a bunch of costume jewelry stuff, and they were spikes of different lengths. And she used a wig glue, which is a very mild adhesive. It comes off with a slight tug. Mm-hmm. And she glued spikes all over her head where her hair would be. And so she had like spike head, like metal industrial spikes all over her head, and it looked crazy.
So she looked like Darth Maul?
Kinda, yeah. Like Darth Maul if Darth Maul was really into like thrash metal.
So Darth Maul.
Yeah. No, Darth Mauls are like made of bone. These were made of like shiny chrome metal.
Gotcha, yeah.
It was like Darth Maul if Darth Maul had to fight Neo.
Okay, I could have.
But it's kind of futuristic.
Kind of good mental image there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. I liked it.
Good evening, Mr. Maul.
Yeah.
Is this your vomit?
He said it was a hot dog, but I suspect it's a biological attack.
Yeah, like it cuts to the guy like sifting your vomit for bombs.
He like puts it in like a test tube. He's got it in a centrifuge, like spinning it, trying to figure out like what it's made of. Sir, I'm just finding more hot dog particles.
It's worse than we thought.
Relish, onion, and
my God, mustard.
Dear God,
that's gross. It's so gross.
What else, man? The updated COD. I still am insanely frustrated with that game, but it's just because I'm not good at it.
That's the thing about COD. And
Dude,
I've said this so many times. Like, I love Call of Duty because I've been around for the whole time in its heyday. But like, I came from the days of Halo. I love multiplayer and competitive games. Mm-hmm. I like winning as a team. I like playing as a team. I like team communication. And like when everything syncs up and you dial it in, it's awesome because everyone's doing a thing and it's working and you're building towards a goal and you win.
Yeah,
that's what I love about it.
Yeah,
and COD has those same facets, but it's fleeting. You'll get into a game, and it'll be great, and you'll be having tons of fun. You'll be rolling in it. You'll catch the wave. You'll ride the spawn and get them kills, and then it's yanked away from you. It's like being a heroin addict. And you think it's going to be good every time.
And it's good for a second, and then it sucks.
And then you're right back in it, and then all of a sudden, you got that hate. It starts to inflame up, and you just rage.
Mm-hmm. And every now and again, you have a good one.
And the cycle repeats.
Yep, rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. But... yes, COD has been updated. There's a lot of stuff coming. They're tweaking the games, new weapons because of they're blending the games together from Modern Warfare to Cold War. And again, lack of vision is pumping out that stuff. Get them battle pass and buying these texture packs and all these gun attachments and stuff. And you can't knock them for doing it because it works. But at the same time, I feel like the core game suffers in old school gameplay is not in the forefront. They're just trying to stack that paper, and it's working, and so they're letting the game die. Now, Battle Royale is fun. It's its own, but it's its own thing. It's just in the Call of Duty engine, and I respect it for that because it's a new thing, and I think they've revolutionized Battle Royales because, as you know, PUBG, I was on the tipping point of PUBG. I was playing PUBG in pre-alpha. I was on the 10-cent train way before anyone knew about it. I was telling the bros, like, hey, this game's going to come out and it's going to be a thing. Because I remember playing it and it being as jank as it was, I was still like, wow, this is like a new feeling. It's like, it hits all those things. I get an adrenaline rush. I feel crazy, like a rush of success.
It's super exciting.
Yeah, it was just different in a really good way.
Yeah.
And then Call of Duty, I feel like they streamlined it and made it perfect. They just need to add more variety of maps.
Yeah. Now, when PUBG first came out and you were playing the pre-alpha PUBG, like the super early pre-alpha,
ooh, buddy,
God, it was so bad. I had the opposite that you had, because you and I talked about it, and you were like, this is going to be the next thing.
I knew it the moment I started playing it.
You told me, you were like, this is the next thing. Like Battle Royale, this is the next.
Dude, that was a long time ago too.
Yeah, and I said no, no, this is not the next thing. This is going to be a very fun fad, and then it's going to fade away and be a novelty, and first-person shooters are still going to dominate. And I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Yeah, man, it's a monument now.
I didn't realize how big that was going to become. I had no idea how big that was going to become.
I think, and the reason why it has the staying power is because of the intensity factor.
Yes.
Because you're if you get into those final moments of a game like that, and like even playing with my bros, me, Pat, James, everyone on Josh.
Well, the concept's so simple. It's be the last guy alive.
Yeah.
That's it. That's such a simple concept. Be the last guy alive. The play area continues to shrink until it's very, very, very small.
And it forces that confrontation. And you're white knuckling the whole time. And you either outplay everyone or you get played immediately. That's usually how it goes. Mm-hmm. And I think they've definitely made the game as best as you can make a Battle Royale. Mm-hmm. The mechanics are great. It plays great. Looks great. Movement's great. Weapon systems are great.
Very smooth. Very, very minimal.
It's just not your thing, and that's fine.
It's not. No, it's not my thing.
Because
even me playing with you guys, I can't complain about there was lag. There was this happening. There was that happening. It's just I'm not good at battle royales, and I get spanked every time.
I get spanked too. Even me, it takes me a minute to switch into battle royale mode because I enjoy multiplayer so much. Mm-hmm. I'm in it for them quick kill strings and stacking. I want to be in the forefront of the spawn. I like reading the enemy team's movement, and it's playing a top-down game. You're playing a first-person shooter, but also if you're a competitive player, you're watching the game map and seeing where your teammates are and seeing where the enemy is coming from and then predicting where they're going to be based on where you are and how you're fighting. Mm-hmm. And so there are many different variables going on, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the seeing the tide of battle change because if I go here and flank this location, we'll get a leg up and then we'll catch them coming out of this area.
Yeah.
And
then that's when the first person thing comes up because now we're on the east side of the map. Mm-hmm. Enemies are typically going to come through this hallway, and they're going to hide behind this barrier and that barrier and this obstacle.
And then it becomes...
And so you can guess where they're going to be.
And then it just becomes your...
Execute that.
Your gun skill and you're like, I love doing this thing where I fake out an opponent. Like I'll act like I'm going around a certain barrier or a corner or an area, something to like. I'll see them see me, and I'll just act like I didn't see them, and I'll run in one direction, and then they take the bait every time. They'll try to head me off at the pass, and what I'll do is just double back, and I'll come around right behind them, and they're unawares that I'm there every time, and it's such a good feeling because what you're doing is you're taking advantage of their guttural, quick instinct reaction. There's a guy, I gotta go get him. Mm-hmm. And if you can stay your aggression long enough to just outthink your opponent by a step, you're gonna win. Mm-hmm. And that's what the game is. Like you can spam fire and get a kill, but if you're actively thinking while you're playing, you have a leg up. And the way Battle Royale functions is not like that. It's like no holds bar survival, and survival is the goal. And usually people that are surviving are the ones not doing a lot. They're sitting still.
Very tactical.
Very, like, I'm going to sit on this rooftop miles away from you while you're in a firefight with another team, and you may be putting up major kills and major numbers, but this one guy with a 50 cal rifle on a rooftop is going to pick you off because he's got the distance. He's been watching you the whole time.
He's being patient.
Yeah, and that's the game in Battle Royale. Mm-hmm. And it takes you a second to switch to that mentality if you're used to run and gun, putting up score. Mm-hmm. And it's just a different type of game. And if you're not into it, totally understand, because there are days where I'm not into it. Mm-hmm. That's why I like the different variants in genres of games, because if you don't like that flavor,
there's so many flavors.
Hey, there's a lemonade Gatorade over here that you may enjoy.
Dude, right back to lemonade Gatorade. One thing that I do like about COD is the grenade throw mechanics.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, Pat saw me yesterday get an insane grenade kill where I bounced it off 2 walls to get a guy.
Oh, nice. You use protractors? Cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm doing like methamphetamine geometry. It's great. And I've got the distance to cook time figured out now.
Yeah, there you go.
With the grenades. And so what a lot of people do is that they know a guy's hiding in this corner, so they'll pull a grenade and just throw it.
And it rattles and bounces around.
And it rattles and bounces around. And the enemy has time to move. No, you can't do that. Because the enemy they get an alert that the grenade's close to them. They see it. So they have time to back up and hide behind something and dodge the grenade. I don't do that. I'll cook the grenade until it's just about to explode, and then toss it and like bounce it off a wall, and it gets right in front of the opponent and explodes right then. And I get so much hate over the hot mic for it.
Oh my gosh. But that's the best part. It's the best part.
Like there was a dude on Raid across from the kitchen next to the gym.
Yeah, a little hidey hole right there.
And that little hidey hole, that's weird little L-shaped. Mm-hmm. And then you can go forward towards the kitchen, or you can go back, and there's the yellow car, and then the car garage behind all that. People hide in that corner all the time. And I cooked a grenade for a super long time, and then bounced it off the wall in front of me, back into that corner, and killed 2 guys and their sentry turret. And I heard both of them over the hot mic go, "Mother beep," and then went away. And then you get the notice: the enemy sentry turret has been destroyed.
That's fun.
And I get mad grenade. If only my gunplay was as good as my grenade play was.
Yeah,
because I get wild grenade kills.
It's good. It's good stuff, man. And I love getting. I love the shit talk in the lobby.
Oh, it's
or like especially when you get a kill and you get the kill cam or the kill mic. Mm-hmm. And of course, on certain maps, I use the shotgun because the map.
It's a close quarters map.
It's a close quarters map, and also
pertains to that behavior.
Don't like when people camp. And guess what? If I am constantly in your face with a shotgun, you're not going to be sitting still very long, are you? People get super pissed, and it just makes
they get real sweaty.
It gives me all the glee in the world to hear them scream at me. And I'm like, yeah, if you go back to that same corner, I'm going to come back around on the second pass and mop you up again. And that's why I put up numbers like 49 and 13 a game. Because you're sitting still and I'm moving around. Yeah, I'm using a shotgun, but guess what? I could be using any gun, and it would have the same effect. That's why I love coming out the lobby. Okay, man, pick a gun. What gun do you want me to use? I'll embarrass you with whatever you want. I'll use a pistol. Mm-hmm. I love
Dude,
riling them up like that. It's fun.
Black Ops 4, I think. That's when I was playing with you and Fro a lot because I didn't really like the Call of Duty game series at all. Before that, I was more into Halo and that type of thing.
We were all into Halo.
Yeah, we were all into
Halo.
But I liked Halo more than I
like
liked
the passage of time and things being distilled and stuck in it. We left it.
Yeah.
And it will never. It's great where it is. Oh, it's like
nostalgia.
Locked away in amber and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's gone.
It's crazy to think I hate to say this, we are never gonna have an experience like the cultural zeitgeist that was Halo 2.
Halo
2 multiplayer with your friend. We're never going to experience that again. We are never going to experience that again.
Made online gaming the way what it is. Aside from like Counter-Strike on PC.
Counter-Strike has an insane.
But it still does. And it's definitely a pillar in online gaming. But
100%. It's like the big pillar in online gaming.
Halo 2 in combination with Xbox Live giving you that free 3 months of online, and Halo 2 being one of the first games that utilized online multiplayer lobbies, made online gaming and made Xbox a facet as what and of course, there are all kinds of online gaming avenues because Xbox and Halo paved the way for that. They're like, oh wow, this is a gold mine here. We should probably engineer and build onto this. There's nothing like
to imagine too the skill. If you took even the average console gamer now, like a dude that plays a couple nights a week with his friends, doesn't play seriously. Mm-hmm. If you took the average first-person shooter console gamer now and then dropped him back in 2007 or 2000, when did Halo 2 come out?
Oh my gosh, man! I think it's
hold on. It's going to be
05? I think it's 05.
November 9th, 2004.
Man, it came out on my birthday in 2004?
Yeah.
Oh.
Love
you, Master Chief. Love you.
I was 9 years old when the game came out, bro.
I was 14.
Bro. Wet.
Good stuff.
That game was profoundly wet. So wet.
Dude, Breaking Bad. Or no, Breaking Bad, not the show. The band, Breaking Benjamin.
Breaking Benjamin was very popular.
Breaking Benjamin they did the theme for Halo 2.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Because Breaking Benjamin was cool once.
Back in 2004.
Back in 2004. God, wild to think about that time. I remember being... I forget how old I was. It was 2000... I was in second grade.
Bro, do you remember we
7, 8
we
years
used
old?
to get you would bring your Xbox and your TV, and I would put my TV in the living room, and we would just use an Ethernet cable and link our Xboxes together to play. Instead of playing split screen, we would want to have our own TVs to play, and we wouldn't even fight each other. We would just go into Forge and
build stuff,
or we just we'd do rocket battle. Get on Ghosts and try to kill each other across the map on rockets. It was just fun. It was just
messing around.
Yeah, it was just messing around with the game mechanics, and that was part of the fun. It was awesome.
Or we try to play. We're gonna do the whole campaign tonight on Legendary, and we'd get 2 stages in. And be like, this is really hard.
We would turn a skull on and then be like, oh wow, this is rough.
This makes the game unplayable now. Man, good times. That's fun. So much fun.
And now, back to what you're saying, if you took an average game player and dropped them back into time to play that,
they would be monsters. In just insane kills.
Albeit they'd have to get used to these slow-moving, floaty mechanics. But, yeah.
Once they got used to it, they'd be murdering people. Because back then, people were just learning how to play. And now, people have been playing first-person shooters, and there are all these techniques and stuff that are just innate and ingrained.
Yeah.
That other people don't think about.
It's because being a gamer, the way we're gamers, games work a certain way and you instinctively know what to do when you get in it, even though it's something you've never played before. You're like, oh, this is how this works, and you already have it burned into your skull. This is how this plays, and then you kind of learn the nuance of the game as you experience
the very subtleties of the game. Yeah. It's like, oh, well, I can't do a certain kind of jump slide thing. I can't do that in this game.
But
you learn that, and you're like, okay, that's something I'm gonna have to work around, and then you figure it out. Whereas, shotguns in this game actually have good range, so I can rely on a shotgun. Or ARs in this game have a closer or shorter range than I'm used to.
I'm not getting to like the super detail.
Getting into stuff like that.
But like the cool thing about games, like the way games operate, there's a lot of mechanics and facets in game that also work in real life. Like those same things.
If you shoot them in the head, they die. It works.
Well, yeah, that's a 1-to-1. But like, I'm talking about like, so if you're into like RPGs and things where you are building a character and rolling something and want to experience time in another ethereal place, digital realm, you can bring those skills and things to this place and apply it to your actual living in real life character as well.
Yeah, do it all the time.
Like, it's great because it reinforces, it's like, hey, this thing you're playing and doing online, you can also do it here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people like pick up on that or realize that it's transitive. Like, playing video games increases your hand-eye coordination. They can test this physically in this place. You can spend a week playing a first-person shooter and then go through a hand-eye coordination test, and your scores will be increased vastly. It's super cool. But because it's something that you used to do as a child, a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, that's kid stuff. No. It's like, nowadays, it's like how, our dads, like, maybe your dad plays golf, or, they do horseshoes in the backyard, or they, whatever their hobby is, it's the same thing for us now. Like, when I get online and hang out in the lobby with my bros, we're shooting the shit, we're razzing each other, we're laughing, we're giggling, but we're also doing something together.
Right.
It's like going out and hanging,
you're
playing
able
golf.
to spend time together without driving 3 hours.
And right now in 2020 COVID times, it's like
you can't go do that.
And it's kind of cool to still have that camaraderie in an online space. And I mean, I think nowadays, especially like seeing a lot of success that gamers have online. I mean, you got your Dr. Disrespects, you got your PewDiePies, your Criticals.
Critical.
Whatever your flavor of gamer is, whatever your style is, there's someone out there doing the thing and applying those attributes to the real world, and it's giving them dividends. And like, it's kind of cool because if I didn't have this stuff, I wouldn't be doing the things that I do here in Nashville. Like, it's like you said, it's like I was made to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's odd. It's like you draw on people. You have a freaking catalog of artwork that you can scroll through, but your artwork is living, walking around on folks.
Yeah,
all around.
That's crazy to think about. The fact that, like,
you draw on people for a living,
mm-hmm.
and I game and build high-end computers for folks for a living.
Mm-hmm.
It's bananas.
Mm-hmm. Which is like a hobby that you were doing. That was a hobby.
That's what I like.
That was something you were doing
pastime
for fun.
And I still do.
And now it's like, hey, let's buy this house with this computer money.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird, but also, man, it's. I really can't imagine doing anything else.
Right.
And like, it's not like you and I haven't done super crazy other things, hard intensive labor. We've worked in warehouses. I've delivered car parts. I've been on a maid crew. I've pressure washed gas stations at 3 a.m. I've done all kinds of crazy jobs to be doing this, my hobby.
Yeah, I worked in a warehouse. I did landscaping. I used to clean garages.
Yeah.
Before I was old enough to get a, quote, real job. Like
yeah.
Before I was able to get a job with a W-2.
Yeah.
With a tax form. Those summers when I wasn't working with my dad and I was like 15, I would go through the neighborhood at River Plantation and I would just like knock on doors. You'd be like, hey, I live in Section 7 across the street. Do you need anything needs done? Like, I'll like clean your house or like do your garden, mow your grass, clean your garage, do stuff like that. It's amazing that I never got kidnapped. Although, it's just literally knocking on strangers' doors.
Yeah.
I didn't have a cell phone. That was it.
And that's the thing, man. We
grew
up in the pocket. Dude.
I had a house key. That's it. That's all I had.
We grew up in the pocket. We are literally...
We're the last real kids.
We're the last ditch kids.
We're the last ditch kids.
Last kids that played outside in the dirt. The last kids that, like, before the digital age. We are from the time before. Mm-hmm. We were right on the cusp of the threshold of the internet. Mm-hmm. We saw that. We had dial-up. You couldn't get on the phone if someone was on the computer.
Get off the computer. I gotta call mom.
That was an actual thing that was said.
Yeah.
And God forbid someone called while you're on the computer and
it would just ring forever.
And whatever you're doing, your computer spins out and has a seizure in front of you.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
I remember being in school this was in high school. I was like a freshman in high school. And we had someone there from the state. Like Jeff Coed. Like from the state body of education. Came to Jordan. And the teacher was, okay, everybody, we're going to go to the library to use the computers to work on these essays. When we get back from lunch. Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to keep working here, we're going to go to lunch, and we're going to leave straight from lunch and go to the computer lab in the library.
So don't come back to the classroom.
Nobody knows it's going to be
locked.
Here. Yeah. So we're doing that, and I remember I was in front because that's where last name started at H. That's where my assigned seat was. So I was in like the very front corner. And I remember the state person looked over at my teacher and was like, why are they going to the library to type their essays? Like, that's valuable class time. Why are you having them type their essays here? And she looks over and she goes, oh, watch this. And she goes, students, how many of you have a computer or access to internet at home? And there was like 35 kids in class. 2 kids had computers. Mm-hmm. And it was like 2 kids with computers. And she goes, that's why. Anyway, thanks. That was just curious.
Yeah, we grew up in the rural South.
None of us had computers. No one had a computer. And it wasn't like it was one of those things that was so expensive. And that's why no one had one. It was like a wealth thing. It was literally no one had internet.
Yeah,
they didn't need a computer. If you needed a computer, there are computers at school. Why do we need one at the house? You already have one at school. Use the computer at school.
The days of being a ditch kid. It's some good times, man. Always out there in it. And then when I wasn't out, when we weren't out there in it, we were inside in it. Mm-hmm. Playing Xbox or something.
We did a lot of other stuff. We played board games a lot.
Yeah. I'm saying we ran the gamut of being children. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
It's not like we just, like, if we were not outside building something or creating some sort of magical world with our minds, like, the stuff that we used to do, man.
Blowing up stuff with leftover fireworks.
Yeah, like.
We did do that a lot.
We were always making something.
Right.
We were making, like, we had fireworks. We're like, we got to build some sort of apparatus to give us the best type of launch we could possibly have out of these fireworks. We've only got this batch of fireworks. We got to have a device.
Yeah. We have like 46 bottle rockets. I counted. We don't have that many.
And we were like, what can we do? How can we build something? We need we need a tube with a handle. Like, we were always MacGyvering something, and it was great. And yeah, I really hope that still goes on. I don't think it does as much.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure there are places in the world where there are kids out there. There are kids out there ditch kidding up, making it happen.
I hope so.
Hope there is. Godspeed, you insane children. Dude, when the lockdown was happening, and everything was shut down, and it was warm out. It was nice. It was. When did everything get shut down? It was like early summer,
March-ish. March, April, May.
I think is
when it started getting like serious.
Yeah. Pretty much everything was shut down. I remember driving home from the grocery store. Yeah, I remember driving home from the grocery store, and just happened to look down one of the cul-de-sacs before our house, and there were kids out riding their bicycles. I didn't know there were kids in the neighborhood near us because I've never seen any of them outside.
It's like all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, we used to go outside and play.
Yeah. There were kids out riding bicycles in the cul-de-sac and like throwing frisbees back and forth and stuff. And I was like, dude, there have been children here the whole time. I've never seen one. I see school buses.
Yeah.
During the school year, but I never see them stopping and picking up kids or anything. I never see them dropping off kids. I never see any of that. And so I always assumed, yeah, there are families out here that live in these cul-de-sacs, but I didn't know that there were still kids like out doing kid stuff. And I guess that only confirmed my suspicion that they're all inside
on their things,
on their computers and on their video game consoles and on their phones and stuff. When's the last time you saw a kid just playing with a stick? I was 10. That's the last time I saw one. It was me. Yeah, I saw my reflection.
It was me in the reflection of a lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally. Weird nostalgia.
I mean, it's definitely weird nostalgia, but like for me, like I have this one moment that I constantly come back to. It's a very crisp morning. I'm like 11 years old, and I'm out in the backyard, and like the sky is so blue, and there's a light breeze, and I'm looking up through the pine trees, and I can see the sun in its God rays, like ray tracing is on, and I can see the light coming through the trees, and there's a lot of that going on, a lot of birds chirping, and it's just a moment that's encapsulated in my brain, and it's like a real calm, happy place, and yeah, outside playing with sticks, letting your imagination run the show. You're in the spawn. Some good stuff.
It was great. It was a great time.
Well, let's see how long this podcast has been going. I feel like it's been a doozy.
An hour and a half?
We're an hour and a half, man.
Wow.
And it didn't even feel like it.
Killer. Can't believe we're really doing this. This is awesome.
It's good. And we're gonna keep getting better at it.
Doing this.
I don't know. So if you're listening to the podcast, thanks. But also, we're kind of finding our way as we go. It's definitely going to keep getting better. Just because Ty and I have this thing in us, like we like taking the long, flowery way around talking about things. We have this weird storyteller, creative impulse in us, and I think it's just we're going to sharpen and hone it as we go, and it's only going to keep getting better. I really enjoy goofing and talking about the whimsical things that we do, and I think we're going to continue to do it. Wherever we start, it will always end in the same place, us saying toodles, and hope you tune into the next one.
And this concludes Rare Drop, Episode 2, Lemonade Gatorade Face Grenade.
Jelly in the hallway.
Jelly in the hallway.